There's this quiet stillness just before dawn when the world feels stuck, dark, and unmoving. In that moment, it's easy to lose hope, to wonder if the light will ever come. Life does that too sometimes. You put in all this work and effort into something, and somehow you'd feel like everything's just stayed the same. Take me, Sadeen, for example. I was once preparing for this really big presentation in which I spent weeks of research, practice, and late nights. But no matter how much effort I put in, I still had those nights where I'd just sit there, feeling overwhelmed, thinking I'd never get it right. But what if it is within those moments when everything feels impossible that become the most crucial in our journey? Let's talk about it. Like that moment before dawn when everything feels so still and unsure, we sometimes feel like our efforts will never pay off. But why? Well, this is because we live in an instant result seeking society. Social media is full of success stories and achievements, but what we don't see is the amount of determination and effort it took those people to reach where they are now. Let's turn to the science of this. Psychologist Angela Duckworth, who introduced the concept of grit back in 2016, says that people who develop persistence and consistency in long term goals matter more for success than talent or skills. Her research underlines the very fact that mastery is not a thing of overnight brilliance, but of steady, consistent effort we put in over time. Now, let me paint you a better picture. A simple seed buried in the soil. For days, weeks, or even months, it stays hidden from the world. But beneath the soil, there's growth. Real, meaningful growth. The seed doesn't stop working, but instead, it continues to grow until it finally reaches sunlight. Isn't that what we're doing too? Aren't we the seeds? Putting in effort, even when no one notices. And eventually, our unseen efforts are what shape the future we're working towards. But what happens when my efforts and your efforts do not immediately create our success? When failure feels like proof we've both just wasted our times? Well, it's easy to tie our worths to our outcomes. There are times where probably you and I have thought that if I don't pass this test, get this job, or achieve this goal, then all my effort is for nothing, right? But that's not true. Think of Thomas Edison. He's failed thousands of times before he eventually invented the light bulb. He famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Each failure taught him something great, and he grew with every failure. Even in our lives, the journeys you and I are both taking are shaping us into people who are stronger, who are readier for the next challenge, even if the first attempt does not work out. Every failure we both take is like stepping on stones across a river. We might slip on one, but it still does bring you closer to the other side. My darkest hour before dawn and your darkest hour before dawn is not just a reminder, it's not just a metaphor, it's a reminder. One constant reminder you and I have had in our journeys, even if we didn't realize it. I've sat with that doubt, that ache, that frustration of watching all my efforts go by unnoticed. And I won't lie to you, it does hurt. But as I look back now, I realize one thing. It was never about my goals. It was about who I became in the fight to keep going. So don't rush the dawn. It will come. And right when it does, you won't just see the light, you'll see how far you've come.